Hello there, everyone. You know who I am, ETTemplar Supreme Misfit, professional dipshit, and I'm throwing a shit fit about this. So, what you see on screen is Trump, as touchy as he's in touch with the common American like you and I, just so much so, he feels as if he has to announce that there's going to be no tariffs on diamonds. Alright, so let me rant about this first. And of course, the diamond companies gave him a nice, shiny, gold-plated, diamond-encrusted ring, as if this man doesn't already have 5,000 types of those rings in Mar-a-Lago. Which that's his right to do so. It's a free country. If you got the money, God bless you. You murk out and doll yourself up in the finest of gold and gems. But this is just so fucking rich because we've had a 26% increase in groceries. People my age can't afford a goddamn house. People my age have jobs that I quite literally would be better off killing myself. But hey, it's the death of the fucking empire. But hey, you know, no tariff on diamonds. Let me get me some Herkimers or Mercenite. No, I can't even afford that. So it's just the absurdity of this shit anymore. Like, the comparisons. Democrats want amnesty for illegals. Republicans want amnesty for illegals. That's why Mike Lindell lost his campaign in Minnesota recently, is because that was the first fucking thing he talked about. And most of the America Firsters and others were thinking, well, fuck you, buddy. Why should we give amnesty to people who are illegal aliens? Of course, Trump also wants to give amnesty to illegal aliens. So we can pretend that there's a difference between Republican and Democrat, but there really isn't. Let's look at immigration as well. Democrats want more refugees, more asylum seekers. They want to do away with the border and bring in more foreign invaders, while the Republicans, in the same breath, kind of want to have borders and strict immigration while yet allowing for cheap H-1B visa labor for their corporate buddies. You've seen what's been going on at Microsoft and other companies. Yeah, they bring in these H-1B visa labor. It's twofold, right? One is it not only is it cheap, but you can pay them like dirt poor, below minimum wage, because technically they're not Americans. They're just imported labor, right? So they save money there. And the next thing is they don't have to hire American. You know, we have expensive shit like healthcare, retirement. Fuck that noise. And the third benefit of H-1B visa labor, to those of you who don't know, is if they unionize, if they bellyache, they can kick their asses back home to whichever shithole they brought them from. So it's modernized slavery, essentially, with a dirt poor budget. So they actually have to pay these people because slavery is technically illegal. So they pay them very, very little. And so that's so Republican CEOs and businessmen, or not even Republican, just people who are in consort with a network of Republicans can save money and make more money themselves without having to hire American. And of course, you have the recent comments from Trump saying where we have to accept AI data centers now. So now Americans not only have our jobs stolen from H-1B visa, immigration, illegal immigration, where you can pay people less, but now they're also losing their jobs to AI, and we're just supposed to be cool with it. So this why, for me anymore, what I am seeing and what I personally believe is the death of the empire. The empire is fucking dead. It's dead. It's gone. It's like Rome, right? Because now I know how Romans felt when the barbarians were coming through the gate. When corrupt senators in Rome and corrupt, emperors, like, what was that sick, Caligula, when Rome was up shit creek and he was building pleasure barges on an island, where he was just sucking, fucking, and eating, while everyone else was like dying in disease, dying in wars for the empire, in the Mediterranean or whatever the fuck at that time where Rome, was trying to maintain its empire. These people were lining their pockets, again, sucking and fucking having a good time, which comes to the same correlation to what are we seeing now? We have this, right? About this Herkimer diamond, like this diamond bullshit. And it's like, that part of my life, I'm 35, and it's not in the cards. I can't afford that shit. I can't. It's just, for me, it's infeasible. It's not doable. I would love to afford. Yeah, cool. There's tariffs on diamonds. I would be able to love to afford a nice fancy ring for the missus, and afford a house, and afford groceries for a family of little spuds running around. But that's just not the case, because our empire is fucking dead. That's how I see it, and I'm not alone in that. There's other people my age, there's other people who are under this sneaky suspicion that the empire is dead, that it's a corpse. And I saw this comparison the other day that Democrats are cheering for the maggots, right? And the Republicans are cheering for the corpse. And that's the kind of the dark realization. And this will lead into a little bonus opinion and topic to this video is why extremism is on the rise. Why you see an extremism and far left radicalism and far right radicalism when you see this polarization between communist, fascist, trad nationalists, Christian nationalists, and then you have godless communists, degenerate LGBTQ, is because you're seeing the correlation of just extremism in general, because our dollar is failing. It's lost about 85 to 93% of its value. Most of us won't be able to afford a house. Some of us, like I've mentioned, are just in these situations where we realize that the empire is dead and no one's coming to save us. You can pray all you want, but I don't think even, not to sound blasphemous here, God for some of us is not coming to help. So that's where the whole rise to extremism is coming from. Because when you see authority degrading, when you see authority and people in power protecting the elite pedophiles, like with this Epstein shit, right? Regardless, that's the unifying factor between both extremisms, because they both see that regardless if Trump is involved or not, his name was mentioned a lot. And he's connected to this Epstein guy who may have murdered children and supplied that said children to other elites to involved. I think Witkoff or Ludnick is also involved in being buddies with Epstein, and he appears to be Trump's fucking handler, Ludnick. Howard Ludnick. And every time you turn, you see another article where his sons are making billion-dollar deals in Kazakhstan mining. You see them shorting the market. Baron Trump himself made like 90-something or millions of dollars in buying gas. And we see the Strait of Hormuz and that conflict's going on. We see the price of gas. When we pay for fucking gas, like I did today because I got to get to work tomorrow, we realize that $30 doesn't hardly even get you 10 gallons of gas. And you're sitting here connecting dots thinking, why the fuck am I Republican anymore? Why am I involved into an empire that's dead, that continues to fuck me at every turn, while these guys continue to skirt justice for trafficking and victimizing children, and whose intelligence agencies were friends with Epstein, whether it be MI5, MI6, CIA, Mossad, whose same connections utilize that for blackmail. So either way you look at it, the danger of this is if anyone from the government or a political party wants to understand and maybe reaffirm their base or try and win back some people, starts by actually putting America first. Try, try to savor our country's on life support. Now, that's what I'd be saying if it was alive. And like I said, the empire's dead. There's nothing to scavenge. You see, one of his daughters and Kushner wanting to buy a private island in Albania. Now, I wonder why that is, huh? You think they just want to have a cool place to vacation and explore? No, someone's trying to take up the same disgusting, vile hobby and career as Epstein is. That's what that is. Is Kushner, I believe, in my humble opinion. We'll just put that out there, just in case. So extremism is on the rise because with extremism, people find that camaraderie and brotherhood as they do, and this goes out to hard left and hard right. I get it. I can't fault anyone for wanting to become a communist. I can't fault someone for wanting to become a diehard fascist because it's understandable. Because what we have now with this democratic republic is more of the same shit. You know, a guy who said no new wars is getting us involved in an Iran quagmire, right? With the horse straight in Hormuz. Open, close, price of gas, up, down, up, all right? We see this chaos and we're starting to smell the putrefaction of a corpse. And it's driving us batty because that same corpse that other people has been feeding off for the better part of 80 years are telling us it's all our problem, right? Because these millennials, how many times have you heard this as a millennial? How it's all our fault, we're fucking retards, we're a bunch of soy-wristed faggots who can't put anything together. Everything's our fault, we're to blame for the degradation of society, even though in World War II we defeated fascism and we're buddy-buddy with Russia, and there's other political things there that we can't say on YouTube. So moral of the story is, more money needs to remain here in the United States. The American people need to be put first. And the Middle East, let them blow each other up. Let them kill each other for the next 1,000 years. It's not our problem. We shouldn't be funding anyone. Let them figure it out. Let them sort it out. And I say we put America first. As it should be. Not with this, whatever the fuck, what we got now. That's definitely not MAGA, and that's definitely not American first, if you ask me. But there's other people out there who are just eating plate loads of shit and thinking, delicious. But that's not me. I see this plate of shit that you've put before me in my face. And I'm saying, I think that's shit. There's corn in it. There's corn in it! So that was me ranting about this one single thing I saw about diamonds. Well, aren't you just glad, ladies and gentlemen? Let's close on that. Aren't you glad that there's going to be no tariffs on diamonds? No tariffs, not woo! Meanwhile, everything. That reminds me of the Doge checks. Where the fuck did those go? The tariff checks? Oh yeah, that went all to CEO companies. That went to Howard Lutnick. That went to Howard Lutnick's companies because he got insurance against tariffs and made out like a fucking bandit. So that's where I can also see what people are jumping to communism, because what we are also witnessing, regardless of political affiliation, we're seeing people line their own pockets off the suffering of Americans. Period. Full stop. And I can't fault people for what's coming next. If it pops off into a civil war and we all fucking die and starve, and maybe the Chinese just roll in after we're all, totally fucked, which is probably the plan anyway. And to those who do survive, you're going to be under reign of, like, Chinese or some New World Order horseshit. And have fun with that, guys. Hey, at least you'll be alive, right? eating the bugs and whatever the hell else you'll be doing under Lucifer's reign. But, you know, there used to be a time where I was faithless and like, let's not go there. But yeah, that's the root of extremism and why it's boiling as much as it is, because you have average people who normally weren't as extreme or radical as I say with the Templar ring, but you get my point. You have people who feel as if they're being pushed to either extremism points of thought or schools of thought because we feel as if there's no other option, especially when anymore the right and the left are in unison when it comes to amnesty, are in unison when it comes to lining their own pockets, in unison when it comes to covering the Epstein shit up. Now, of course, the media can out there, we've seen them banging pots and pans about Epstein, but in reality, they're just doing that for clicks and money. Even with all these podcasters, you remember that shitty picture that came out where they had like a binder of phase 1? What happened to phase 2 to 10, right? Of course, because it got shut down because we're supposed to think Trump had nothing to do with it, and then all of a sudden now it's all a hoax and fake? Really, that's quite the interesting 180 if he wasn't involved. You know, an innocent person would be like, yeah, sure, let's release all of it. Let's find out together if I'm involved, right? You would think innocent person, right? What's that phrase we hear so much from the boomers? If you have nothing to hide, you have nothing to fear. Well, shouldn't that be the same case with Trump? If he has nothing to hide or nothing to fear, then why not bring out all the Epstein stuff into the open air? Huh? That's because something tells me that he's probably involved in some way, or at least has like sex with a minor or something, because how else would a man go from America First to perma wars in the Middle East and a direct 180 to some of the stuff he ran on? Exactly. That's the inconvenient truth there. That he's doing a 180. Now, of course, I know this is the opinion's going to make a lot of people mad, but I don't give a shit. Like I said, for most of us, and mostly speaking for myself, it doesn't much matter anymore because the empire's fucking dead. And the best we have to hope for is what? Exactly. Yeah, it's not looking too bright. But maybe that's just me freaking out over nothing. Maybe this is me getting triggered over stupid posts about diamonds. But hopefully you found this entertaining, enlightening, or maybe... but yeah, extremism is on the rise because people feel as if their life means nothing, as if their struggle, their cries for help, have not been heard by either God or the ruling class or their own political party in which they've been affiliated with since a child. And that hurts. To be dedicated to republicanism and conservatism most of my life, to believe that this party had my back, to believe that the system cared about me, only to realize that only if you have that money to afford that $10,000 plate at a donor party with money do you truly matter. Outside that, you are a fucking plebe. And outside that, you're just chaff and cattle to a aristocracy, a ruling class. And that's pretty much what it is. Regardless of your political extremism, that's what we got. Nothing's changed since the medieval ages except the technology to kill one another. Other than that, we are still stuck in a feudal, aristocratic form of rule. You can say democracy and republic all you want, but at the end of the day, it still reverts back to what? Who owns the most land? Who has the most gold coins? And who can expend those gold coins for wealth and influence? And in closing, one more thing, I can't help to think that I could live 10 lifetimes and never set foot inside that fucking White House, or can live 10 lifetimes and not meet a single fucking politician, or that any politician would even see this video, that this video would even land within 10 feet of a politician, or Trump or somebody to go like, holy shit, we got a problem. We're losing the young adults. But again, these kinds of people don't care because they've got theirs, they've got their money, they're set up, and the rest of us are all fucked. What goes on forward from here on, they're set up, and the rest of us are fucked. And the preceding generations. And again, millennials are here to blame this part too because we haven't done shit to protect the preceding generations after us. And that's part of our failings too. Not to Fed post, but we've let this evil go on too, and it's on us as well. And that's also another bitter pill. So I'll end that here. Again, hopefully you found this interesting. This is just me ranting philosophically and doom pilling. Yeah, is it the death of is the empire dead? Let me know in the comments down below. What are your guys' thoughts? Am I spot on? Am I full of shit? Well, I highly doubt anyone watched 20 minutes of this rant. But if you did, thank you. God bless. Feel free to leave a comment, a like, a dislike. Subscribe if you want. And, of course, at the end of this video, there should be some shit on screen. Additional videos. There's even a Patreon link down below if you want to support this channel. That'd be cool. If not, you know, I do have a job. Not for, well, we'll see how long we have this job for. But, yeah, anyways, Godspeed, good luck, and God bless. Because I don't have any fucking answers for you. I really do. I don't have any answers for myself, for that matter. But if you got it figured out, Godspeed and God bless. Like that's legit. I'm not being a smartass here. And if God has blessed you, good. I'm glad He has. And yeah, just good luck. Stay happy, stay healthy, and watch out there. Because again, the empire's fucking dead. No one's coming to save us. You're gonna have to do that yourself. And in closing, I should probably also say, if you don't own a gun or a weapon, you should. If you don't own some foodstuffs, silver, gold, I would advise at least getting silver. I know it's like $70 for like a shitty like Morgan silver dollar, but at least you could start with that and foodstuffs to trade if shit hits the fan. But then again, if it's the death of the empire, do we really want to be alive with warlords and that shit? I don't know. Maybe it'll be fun like Fallout. See you guys in the post-apocalyptic hellscape. Woo!